They ask more questions, and of course the existing healthcare field doesn't like this so much. You know, it was 10 years ago, it was easy. Prescription, this, take it, go, leave it. Now it's getting a little bit more challenging. And then, you know, these companies like Swiss Bionic and all the other companies in the holistic technology that come on the market, they disturb this whole system and they create a complete new situation. This is what we look at now. Where we are today, actually in 1993, the first magnetic resonance stimulation system for home use appeared on the market. So that's a long time ago. This first system, it was a very cheap looking square box, was developed by it was not even developed by a person from the medical field, it was developed by a physician from the Technical University of Munich. And he figured out that if you apply an electromagnetic field towards a human being, you know what happens to this human being after a while? The human being starts sleeping. So this was the first finding that people who are exposed to an electromagnetic field, they immediately start sleeping better. Very interesting. You know that every third person on our planet has problem with sleeping, suffering from insomnia. You know, this is a this is actually right now the most powerful solution against insomnia, using PEMF. Most of our people, when they use it, together with the brainwave entrainment, they even fall asleep during an application. This is how powerful it reacts right away in sleep. And we don't even have to talk about diseases. Sleep problem is a huge problem in society. This is the solution. You know, without any side effect, you know, without any effort, you just need to lie down and do nothing, which is a big problem for most people already, because they are so stressed that they cannot relax anymore for 8 or 16 minutes. But this is the only thing we ask you for, is not just lay down, close your eyes and do nothing. And the electromagnetic field does its job by creating some interesting interactions in your body, which, and this was the first finding in 1993, which lead to a better sleep. Until today, there are approximately 500,000 systems from various manufacturing use. You see, this market is not even, is untouched. There is almost nothing out, you know, and most of the 500,000 systems are from our company. So we developed this market till now, and why it took so long is because you fight against, you know, an ideology of a system which is established since about 1995 or 100 years. The medical system which we have now, based on Newton's physics. You must understand, did you know that the legal act in regards to the proof of a therapy and the scientific proof you have to deliver, this legal act is 50 years old. It's totally outdated, and it's still in place. You know, none of the studies nowadays have to implement the environment where the study is done. This is a huge mistake. You know what I'm talking about? You know that our environment changed tremendously. We have so much electromagnetic artificial frequencies around us which were not there 25, 30 years and before. We had no smartphones, we had no laptops, we had no PCs, we had no GPS, we had no satellites. You know, this is all here. You know, none of the study requirements, you know, in order to prove whether a treatment, a modality, or a medication is effective or not, has to implement the environment where the study is done. And this is crazy. From our perspective, as quantum physics people. You know, from our perspective, every study, every scientific study would have to be done in a so-called zero field, where there is no external electromagnetic exposure, because then you have an environment which is 100% comparative. If I have 10 people entering a study and they sit 10 hours per day in front of their PC or using their smartphone, this is not part of the requirements of a study. So this environmental part, which creates a huge impact on health and disease, is not part of a valid clinical study. And from our perspective, this is just not right. It's just not right. But the legal stats are still what they are. And that's why it's going not in the right direction. We are now at the 5th generation, and we developed a new product which we did already a pre-launch with a couple hundreds to collect some information, and which we will launch within the next 6 weeks. This is the Omnium One. This is actually the first PEMF system which combines modern wireless technology with ancient healing modality PEMF. This is a very, very interesting development, because with this looks like a tablet, huh? But it is not a tablet. It just looks like a tablet. It's much more than a tablet. It's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit heavier, because it can perform things which a regular tablet cannot do. We call this a Qi system. Qi, from the Chinese life energy, Qi, C-H-I, comprehensive health interface. So what we can do in the future with such a devices, yes, what we can do with such a device in the future is we can not only control a PEMF application, we are also capable in the future of taking your own blood pressure, writing your own ECG or EEG in the comfort of your home, observing certain bioparameters of your body, and evaluate everything together, creating algorithms. So this is what the future of medicine is. You know, interaction between the patient and the healthcare system. This is what we see in the future of healthcare. Because if you involve the patient, you know, becoming proactive, it's easier to educate them. And if they feel the benefits from this education, they will keep on doing it. You know? Do you know why you brush your teeth every day? Why do you think you brush your teeth every day? Yes, but you do this from very, very young age. I tell you why you do this, because somebody told you that it's good for you. Right? And then you start doing it, and suddenly, after a while, you don't even think about doing it because it's a habit. It becomes a habit. You know? And this is something we have to do with people when it comes to health. We have to educate people. This is brushing your teeth is based on somebody educated to do this, that you should do this because it has some benefits for you. And here it's exactly the same situation. In order to change your behavior, we must educate people. You cannot pay them money, because if you pay them money and say you get 10 euro if you use this, they maybe do it once, because after they did it, they ask for another 10 euro to do it again, or 10 Sing dollar or whatever. You know? But once it becomes a habit, no, it's no problem to do it anymore. And you always find the time. You don't even ask. You never wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I have no time to brush my teeth. You just do it. Because it's part of your daily routine. You know? And certain things, when it comes to our health, have to become part of our daily routine. And then it's not an additional effort anymore. You just don't even think about it, just do it. Right? This is very important. Right? So, products, always the question, is our product a medical device? Which a lot of people think it's very important when you market a product that you can mention it's a medical device because it has some, it gives some credibility to people. Even some people want to approach the classical medical field and it has to be a medical device because they only deal with medical devices and so on. So, before we talk about medical devices in general, I want to talk to you about some terms. What is a medical product? What does it mean? I tell you what it does not mean. A medical product does not mean that the healthcare insurance will pay for it. The healthcare insurance doesn't pay for every medical product. There are certain medical products, they have to be certified as a medical product, but the healthcare insurance will not pay for it. You know, the easiest example is a bandage. A bandage you have to buy. A regular bandage, when you cut yourself here a little bit while cooking or doing something else, you don't get it from the healthcare insurance. However, this little bandage has to be certified as a medical product. So, just to give you a little bit of an idea. A medical product does also not mean that a therapeutic success is guaranteed. So, if you take ibuprofen against headache, nobody guarantees you that the headache will be gone. There is no guarantee for it. You know, based on a study, it tells you that, I don't know, 50 or 60 or 70 out of 100 people, they get rid of their headache. The other 30%, they don't get rid. Or maybe they need double the dose or whatever. So, it does not mean that the success is guaranteed. And medical product does also not mean that it can be advertised without restriction. And this is something, when you are already work in the healthcare field, it doesn't matter whether it's healthy water, whether it's nutrition, whether it's herbs, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So this is a very, very important issue that if you claim something in the medical field, you have to be very, very cautious with this. Because the lawyers in this field are very expensive. You know, and just by saying one wrong word, it could, doesn't have to, but it could destroy your business overnight. And that's why it's very important that you know, or that you get a little bit of an idea, how and what you can claim when you present a medical product, no matter which certification to the public or to your environment or to the people. It's very important. So let's look. The definition of medical product is differentiated by the following interpretation. When we certify a medical product, the certified body, the government, or the people who do it for the government, they look on two different things. First of all, they look on how this product will be produced or manufactured, and then they look on the other hand for what the product will be used, which kind of specifications it has, which kinds of claims the company wants to make with this product, and where and with whom it will be applied. So if you apply something, for example, evasive or invasive, of course, this is a different perspective to look at a medical product. A pacemaker has to be has to receive a more strict certification comparing to a simple bandage, for example. Makes sense, right? Or a hip or a knee replacement is a different medical certification comparing to a simple medical product, for example, like a blood pressure meter. Because the one modality is invasive, so it gets in touch with your internal, with tissue, with blood, with bones. And on the other hand, a blood pressure meter is just applied externally, so that's a different way how to look on these kind of products. In In the European Union, medical products are, medical devices are regulated within a certain bill, a certain directive. This is called 9342 EEC. And the restrictions in regards to this bill are becoming more and more narrow. So what actually happens right now in the medical field, because of this movement of the alternative and complementary medicine, what happens is that the restrictions become so tight to certify a medical device as a medical device that it becomes more and more difficult for all these companies who approach from the complementary and alternative field. And the idea is, from the classical medical field, to keep all these companies off the market. This is what they want to do. Unfortunately, but this is the development right now. Because they disturb their system. No? And that's, we feel that also, because we also have this kind of product, you know, woo-hoo, wacky. And on the other hand, the IMRS, which is the system you saw here, which is the recent home user system, it's a completely certified medical product. So we have a medical product device. However, they change the regulations on an ongoing process to keep us busy, to always go along what they want to do. And they calculate a little bit on the fact that one day we just cannot follow these rules anymore, and then we have to, not to go off the market, but we cannot claim it as a medical device anymore. But of course, I mean, we do everything to keep within that regulation, but it's getting more tough. And this is the general development. And like I said, the background is not to protect the people. It's, sorry, but it's BS. You know what I mean? You know, the story behind is to keep the existing system going. We must understand that our recent healthcare system is based on one fact. You know, you cannot earn money with two target groups: dead people and healthy people. I'll never forget this. So as long as people are sick, the money is rolling. And this is what happens in the healthcare field. And if you go to a meeting when they present or announce a new drug to the pharmaceutical representatives, you must be witness of this. This is crazy what's going on there. You know, network marketing is a children's birthday comparing to this. How they push the product, how they tell the people how they can earn money, how they do the promotions. This is really interesting. In my opinion, it has nothing to do with responsible care of people, of patients, but this is our system. And I think if you are already in the complementary and alternative field, you are aware of this. You heard about that, and you saw that, and you read about that. It's, you know, I have no problem to talk in public about this because I have nothing to hide. We do everything correct, you know, and I'm not talking lies. I'm talking the truth, you know. But, of course, also me, I have to be always a little bit careful, especially if a video camera is running today. But till now, everything can be published. I have no problem. I tell you when to switch it off. What's good about a medical device certification is that it asks a very important question. Whenever you want to certify a medical product, there is the first question from the notified body is what risk comes with this product or with this application? And I think this is a legal question which can be asked absolutely. When you use PEMF, when you implant a cardiac pacemaker, when you do a hip replacement, what is the risk which is coming with this product? So this is something you also have to ask yourself when you develop a new modality and you want to certify it as a medical product. What risk do we have if somebody lies on this mat? Can it burn? What kind of material has to be used? How the coils inside have to be protected? How the connection to the control unit has to be? All these questions, they will ask you, what is the risk? And the second question is, what are you doing to minimize or eliminate the risk? This is the main thing about medical products. And if you can convince them that you can control the risk and that you can minimize it, or in case there is a risk, that you have something in plan how to eliminate this, then your chance to certify a product as a medical product becomes higher. This is very simple as it is. So, is the product safe to use, and is the application safe to apply? These are the two things. Guidelines in regards to product safety become more and more harmonized, not even in Europe, but worldwide. We have certain standards now which are implemented in the meantime worldwide due to globalization. For example, the so-called CE, maybe if you have a mobile phone on your table, or you have a laptop or an iPad, if you look on the back side, there is mostly somewhere a CE logo. The CE logo comes from a legal term from the European Union. And it was actually designed to qualify for two things: electric safety and, very important, electromagnetic compatibility. What does this mean? Electromagnetic compatibility is something which evolved when more and more technical gadgets come to the market. Imagine you are lying in intensive care, surrounded by 6 or 7 machines which are responsible to keep you alive. And these 6 or 7 machines are standing close to each other. Electromagnetic compatibility means that these 6 or 7 machines, they don't interfere with each other when they are running at the same time. And to comply with electromagnetic compatibility, certain tests have to be made in order to prove that if 6 or 7 different machines are standing close to each other, that there is no interaction between these machines. And this is, if this happens, and if you can prove that there is no interaction, you got the CE logo. And in the meantime, it's harmonized worldwide. So every Apple, every Android, Samsung, whatever, everything has to be CE certified. And CE means this product is tested electrically safe, and it's tested electromagnetic compatible. For your info. Yeah? And of course, this is also the basic test certificate which you need for a medical device. Otherwise, you cannot go for the next level of certificate. Then, in regards to production, they ask, is the producer or manufacturer qualified to manufacture a medical product? So a medical product cannot be manufactured in a garage, because you have to apply to certain regulations in order to good manufacturing practices, to cleanness and all this stuff. So the auditor who is responsible to certify you as a manufacturer, they will come to you, they will look at everything, if everything is correct. If you apply, or if you adapt to all these guidelines, and of course, when he comes to you, he has a big book, because he has a norm. And after this norm, he's gonna certify you. And these norms, maybe you know this norm, it's very common already, ISO 9001, which is quality management. It comes all from Europe, and now it's worldwide harmonized already. You know, ISO 9001, and for medical products you need an additional quality management system. It's called ISO 13485, which is in the meantime already replaced, right?
Yeah, by the
149.
No, that's it's still this norm, but there is an additional norm,
Yeah.
497, and the DIN and ISO 13485 will be changed maybe end of this year
Yeah.
to a higher.
Manuel has to deal with all this, that's why he knows it very good. He got these emails from these auditors all the time, so he's very well into that. So there's, like he said, there's a lot of changing all the time. They really want to make it harder and harder for the small companies to stay within the guidelines. But we are positive. We're gonna keep on going to be in these guidelines for the future. But you see what is necessary in the background, you know, to be in compliance with what the law says. And I tell you one thing, and you will witness this in the future when you start this business. I tell you from the bottom of my heart, in the PEMF field, 70% of all products on the market are not certified as medical products. You know, and you, as a lifestyle consultant, Swiss Bionic Solutions, you have to know this, because the difference between our product and maybe another product could be this. You know, and I would not rely on a company who manufacture a product, who knows where, and who knows under which circumstances, you know, and then sell it for the same price or even higher price to people. You know? So this differentiates you as a representative of our company to a representative of maybe one of the competitors or of other companies. You are aware of all this, and when you are ever facing another product out of this PEMF range, the first question you should ask is, show me the certificates. We can provide you with everything. We have everything. We are even the only company in this field who provide our representative with a product liability insurance. So if you refer a product to one person for home use, and this person gets a heart attack on the system, okay, worst case, and the person is claiming you or accusing you for that because using the system, we provide you with the insurance with 10 million US dollar each case, so you are protected by the company and by the insurance in case something happens, that you are not personally liable for what's happening, you know. And again, we have this policy and we can send it to you. So this is very important for you to know, that we have that. If you want to do this business, that you have a good partner. That you have a reliable, honest, and high-level partner in this industry. So of course our systems comply with certain guidelines, and you can always see the CE logo on our products. And your duties as a certified lifestyle consultant is, we ask you to do certain things when you do this business. First of all, you attend this workshop because you must get this knowledge firsthand, so that you are able to provide it and to give it to other people. And of course, you must show your personal commitment to continuous education. This is something we ask you for because there is so much going on in the energy medicine field. You cannot stop with reading a single book or attending one workshop. You must always, you know, I always say you must always eat new information. And I tell you, this field is so exciting. There is so much coming out. There is so much going on. Once you understand energy medicine, which you're going to understand in the afternoon, you're going to be crazy about it. Because you suddenly understand so many things, what's happening in the healthcare field, and then you become really